Okay.
Are you ready? I said, are you ready? You are listening to Voice of the Fans Sportscast, brought to you by none other than the voices of the fans. Discussing football, basketball, news, trending topics. The one-stop shop for all things sports. Voice of the Fans Sportscast. Hosted by none other than Ben Swift Reynolds, Taylor Gatwood, 100% RC, Professor Damian Flowers, and Tyler Wright.
Hey guys, welcome in to another episode of Voice of Fan Sportscast. I'm your host, Ben Swift Reynolds. We have Sound Crow with me tonight. What's up, man?
Hello.
Can't hear you, Sound Crow. You freezing up a little bit.
You're also streaming their channel. Well,
Hey.
technically it's changed, but
Hey, you moving
streaming
in
there.
slow
So
motion
check it out.
there.
Yay.
You moving in slow motion a little bit.
Yep.
I think your end is still trying to warm up here.
Yeah, there's a couple of hiccups here and again, so
hey, you got.
It's gonna be one of those nights. Yeah, hopefully it'll kick back.
Yeah, depending on how far your router is to your computer, you might have to run the Ethernet. I got Ethernet running from my computer, my PC
Not
right now.
Not super far away.
Here. Yeah, I got like
I might have Wi-Fi extender. I'm not that far away, which is weird.
Yeah, I got like about 15 footer running.
If it crashes, I mean, I'm good.
Like I said, that's technology.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Man. Yeah, I might have to consider that. Or it's all Wi-Fi. I might have to get like those extenders too, maybe.
Yeah, try a Wi-Fi extender or a Wi-Fi booster or something like that. Like I said, an Ethernet cable. Plugging directly into the router is always better, but you can go either way. Man, we gonna dive into
yeah, I might have to look into that or something. I mean, I reset it. It's weird.
Yeah, you still freezing up there. But we're gonna dive into game picks. I have the updated picks from last week. Well, from this week actually. Let me see, can I pull it up? Cue the music. This is our game picks from week 18. We picked, me and the squad, we picked from week 1 to week 18 here. And RC has finished in first place with 182 wins and 104 losses. I came in second. Linda came in third. Hey, it's been about all year. But RC, he brings home the belt, man. He also brought home the belt in our fantasy football league and our private league. So shout out to him. You know, I gotta come back next year with it. Then Gatwood, he actually won our podcast league. So he have a nice jersey coming his way. So hey, next year we might add some more people to the game picks. Like I said, we picked from week 1 to week 18. Next year we're giving out prizes for the first, second, and third place winners. So hey, check us out.
Yeah.
But I know what y'all here for. I know y'all ready for some playoff football. We had the first game of week 18. We saw, well, it wasn't the first game. It was actually the last game. The Steelers beat the Ravens 26-24. What a game. Both of these teams, man, they played their hearts out. They left it all on the field. But just that one mistake, you know what I'm saying? That mistake, it cost you. And the kicker, I guess he didn't have the ice in his veins, and he missed the field goal kick at the end of the game. I feel like both of the teams they won it, but the secondary just wouldn't allow them to close it out. We saw the Steelers give up huge passes to Zay Flowers. Then we saw the Ravens give up a pass at the end of the game to let the Steelers pull ahead. Soundcrow, what were your thoughts on the Ravens and Steelers game? Can you hear me? I think Soundcrow froze on us.
Right.
But my thoughts on the game is that, man, it's just sad to see that they couldn't get the win for Lamar.
Hang on,
They
we're
were
coming
one of the
back.
favorites. They were one of the favorites coming into the off season, and they fell short. I know a lot of people speculating that, man, they probably just need to get rid of John Harbaugh, but I don't think that's the case. They just need to fix that secondary. The defense really let them down at the end of the game when somebody needed to make a stop, and they couldn't get a stop. There's nothing wrong with Lamar. I feel like he played one of the best games he could play, especially with the weapons he have. But they said when you have a secondary like the Baltimore Ravens that continue to get beat day in and day out, then you're gonna lose close games like this. So I feel for Lamar not able to get the job, for his team not able to get the job done. And here's Mike Tomlin keeping that streak alive and taking his team to the playoffs. So I feel like the Bear team did not win that game. I really feel like the Ravens had in the bag, and it's just unfortunate that the kicker missed the field goal kick close to the end of the game. They even lined it up for him, like, come on, dude, straight down the middle, straight shot, just kick it. And he missed it. Rod White. He missed it. So that's just some of Baltimore season. It's just a lot of turmoil, a lot of injuries, a lot of mishaps. And hopefully they can bring it back together. But they have to give Lamar some other receivers than Zay Flowers. Other receivers than Zay Flowers. They gotta give him a big body guy. I know likely made an incredible catch over Jalen Ramsey, but they gotta be some more weapons for him. And like I said, let's fix the defense for Baltimore, because that's really their Achilles heel here. It's not the offense, defense. They gotta fix that in order for this team to make it to the Super Bowl. They fail it each and every year, in and out. They fail it every year because they're not able to fix what's wrong with this team. And in my opinion, that's the defense. They gotta come up with some big stops. It's not the same Baltimore defense that we see with Ray Lewis and the boys being dominant. This is not the same guys, man. They got to get back to prominence, making stops, and getting things done. What's your thoughts? Soundcrow, what's your thoughts on the game? I don't think he can hear me. All right, let's move on. They
need some receivers. They need some.
You coming in late?
Yeah. I know it's lagging here. Hold on.
Yeah, it's coming in. It's coming in lag. It's coming in kind of late.
I gotta figure this out. But I can't do anything with this internet. All right. Let me see. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. Actually, let me try something. I'm gonna jump out of here. I'll be right back.
Okay, I'll keep it moving. I'll move on to the next game here. So, shout out to the Steelers for getting done, Mike Tomlin. We saw the Broncos clinch the first seed in the AFC conference, and we saw the Seahawks clinch their seed in the first conference and first seed in their conference too. And the Broncos, Sean Payton have done an incredible job, not offensive wise, but just bringing that team together. That defense is just out of this world, and they're gonna be a team to reckon with. I know them getting first place, a home field advantage is huge. Plus for them playing at Mile High Stadium is a huge task. And with how that team is constructed, man. You don't want to see that team on their home field because they're gonna be hyped and ready to go. So huge shout out to Sean Payton. As you see with my Saints hat on, a lot of Saints fans don't like Sean Payton, but that's still my dog, though. That's still my boy. Uh, he's just doing an incredible job with Denver. And I have a friend who's a Broncos fan, and he loved to see it, right? How Sean Payton has brought this team together. We gonna see what the Seahawks gonna do in the playoffs. To be honest, I had the 49ers being Seahawks. I did not expect the Seahawks defense to swallow up the 49ers offense like that. I know Trent Williams, he was out. Uh, but man, Seattle did not let Brock Purdy breathe. They hit him continuously throughout the game. They made him very uncomfortable. So if Seattle defense gonna bring it like that, then they have a shot to make it to the Super Bowl, I say. Despite Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold wasn't all world versus the 49ers in the game, but he did make some big plays and the right throws. And that's what you need for Sam Darnold. You don't need him to take over the game. You just need him to manage the game and get his players in the right position. They did right. We're running with Kenneth Walker and getting Charbonnet involved. I mean, that's what you want if you're Seattle. You want it balanced. You don't want Sam Darnold throwing too many passes or being the man and getting things done. You want the ball to be split. You want to get the ground game going. You want to Sam Darnold hit the guys in the flats. Let them work in space. And I feel like Seattle, if they can stick to that game plan, then they're gonna be a tough team to beat. And like I said, with the 49ers, I was just kind of shocked that the 49ers were overwhelmed like that. I haven't seen them kind of like scratching their heads like, dang, what's going on? We really getting punched in the mouth here. They usually doing the punching, but that past Saturday game, they were taking some blows. So kudos to Seahawks. They knew what was in stake. And when the last time you seen the 49 offense be held to 3 points? 3 points. So if Seattle continue to play, I think they got home field advantage. You know what they say about the 12th man? How loud that place be, then that's gonna be a hard place to beat a good defensive Seattle team. It just amazes me how things turn around in that division. With the Rams leading the year, just the Seahawks and the Rams neck and neck, and the Rams just dropped a couple of games that they should have won. What did you sound, Crow? What do you think about the Seahawks clinching the AFC #1 seed in the AFC? I mean NFC.
I mean, you gotta give them credit because I didn't pick them to win it. I mean, obviously, I don't want to say it's not a tough division, but obviously, it's not a small feat to take it either. So it's impressive. Does that mean they're going to go deep in a deep run? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they have enough to take the Lombardi, but at the very least, it was an impressive showing because I gotta say I don't want to say I didn't have any faith there, but that's no small feat taking that first seed spot. So got to give it to him.
Say you had it's a tough division. You had the Seahawks, you had the Rams, right there, all fighting for that #1 spot, and it was just kind of crazy.
Yes,
that the Rams couldn't get it. They couldn't figure out how to get those wins, especially against some of the easy teams. You know what I'm saying? So, kudos to Seahawks. I still don't have faith in Sam Darnold. Like I said, if the defense can show up and take over games like they did against the 49ers, then yeah, they're gonna be a tough team to beat. But if we gotta rely on Sam Darnold, then they're gonna be in a world of hurt because Minnesota and Seattle was kind of constructed the same way. Minnesota had a very good defense last year. Seahawks have a very good defense. Vikings running game so Seattle's running game is a little bit better, but Sam Darnold, once he got under pressure, he turned the ball over versus the Rams in the playoff game. So keep Sam Darnold out of harm's way and figure out balance. And just go from there. You just can't put the games in Sam Darnold's hands. I think that's what the key is for the victory for the Seahawks. If they can play lights out on defense, keep the running game hot, then they have a very good shot at winning.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It just, man, the NFL just been kind of crazy this year with so many teams losing games they shouldn't lose.
Exactly. And my only comment back for the Ravens too was I think I don't think Harbaugh is the problem. I think again, same thing. They need receivers. They need to change some things on defense. They can be back there. I know that's the talk of the town. Is Harbaugh the issue there? I don't think that's the case. They just didn't have Lamar and Derrick Henry alone. They just don't have enough to push over that hump. So I think if they make a few offseason moves, they'll be right back in playoff contention. I think it was just one of those fluke kind of days.
Totally agree. So we're gonna look at the NFL games this coming up weekend. Yes, we're gonna pick who we're gonna do. Let's pick our Super Bowl favorites, who we have here to Super Bowl first. Then we'll go through these games for this weekend. So who will be your team coming out of the NFC?
It's a tough one. I'm going through my playoff picture here. I don't know if there'll be a surprise team. Obviously,
just your team. Who you think?
That's what I'm calculating. Like, I usually pick the surprise team. I don't think there's going to be. I'm gonna say I think I'm gonna go with. Again, I'm not going to pick Seattle just because I don't think they're going to have strong enough showing to carry it to the title game. I'm actually going to go with. I'm going to pick the Rams. And the only reason being really too is I know they've had their ups and downs. But I think also the fact that they have a tendency and a tenacity to show up in clutch games. And again, I'm not confident in Philadelphia. I just think the Eagles have had a very rough patch. The Bears are young. Again, the Panthers are not going to go far. So if you go down the list, the only really competition there could be the Niners, but I think the Rams could do that. So, and then again, Seattle. But I think ultimately, the Rams are going to be that team that's going to sneak out in the NFC, at least for me. It's a tough pick, though.
I'll go with mine too. I have the Rams coming out NFC. They have more of an impressive resume than some of the other teams, especially with wins. With that offense with Puka, Devontae Adams, Kyra Williams. I mean, and they got two good, solid tight ends. So the Rams, how they are constructed on offense, are very deadly and they hard to match up with.
Right.
So if they can take care of business and keep Stafford clean, then they have a real shot of taking this team to the Super Bowl. And another thing is the defensive line, the Rams defensive line. I mean, they get after you. So if they get rolling quick in the game and you under pressure, then it's a wrap. Because the Rams gonna pull points and the defense gonna hold you. So yeah, I'm going with the Rams coming out of the NFC. I would say my surprise pick will probably be the Bears. It's just I choose the Bears because they are sneaky. With Ben Johnson, you just never know what he's going to do.
That's
he got
true.
a ton of tricks up his sleeve, man. If Caleb Williams can keep him on track and they continue to run the ball, then the Bears will be sneaky too. But the defense,
that's
fair. And again, with the defense, with the Bears, if they can create turnovers, they're gonna beat you easily. They're gonna beat you. I think they ranked in the top 5 in turnovers. Shoot, they might be number 1. So if you fall in that trap of turning the ball over against the Bears, they're gonna make you pay. So that's how sneaky good the Bears are. And I know a lot of people are down Caleb Williams. He can't get the job done. He's always freelancing and doing his own thing. But Ben Johnson have done a better job of keeping him under wraps and sometimes letting him free ball. You know what I'm saying? Going out there, just do what you need to do to get the first down. But he just Ben Johnson is riding the ship in the right direction. And if they don't make it past the first round of the playoffs, it's not a failure because look where they were last year. So they step in, they going in the right direction. They made the playoffs, and we're gonna go from there. We're gonna see what they're gonna do. All right,
Yep.
what team you have coming out of AFC?
Well, let's see. This is a tough one because I don't want it to seem biased either. I like New England going into it.
Hey man, pick your team, bro. Say, hey, down that hill of you go rooting for your team.
Truthfully, and it's not just that, but I think if you look at the teams there, obviously I don't, Denver, yes, they get the first round bye, which is nice. They got, but I don't know, just something. I mean, New England too, they're not winning pretty. They haven't had a lot of huge wins, but outside of that, I mean, who's going to challenge? Who else is over there? I mean, yeah, Jacksonville's on. I mean, the only team I will say this though, it's actually kind of hard because there's only other one team I do like probably more than New England, and because they're playing hot right now, is Houston.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem with that is my concern is they've been on a hot streak, on a hot tandem, and usually teams tend to have a cooling off period. So hopefully they don't hit a cooling off period, a one and done kind of game, because obviously it's one and done season now. But I do like New England going in, but I would also I'll give credit to Houston. I think that's the other team. I don't think Jacksonville, and yes, I know they're playing well, but I just don't think they are quite ready. They're like who we were talking about the other night. Team that's young, they're not quite there yet. They don't have they've had somewhat experience, but I don't think enough. So I like New England. If it's not New England, I think Houston. That would be my other safe pick.
I am torn with the AFC because I just don't know. And to be honest, I like what every team does, as what they bring to the table. When you look at the outlook of each team, it's just who is more consistent. That's what you really need to look at, which is the Denver Broncos and the New England Patriots.
Well, yeah, fair.
So if you really dissect those two teams, they really similar, but New England has a better pass game. So if I had to choose a team coming out of AFC who done it the longest, who put together a lot of wins, even though Denver put together a lot of wins, but just been consistent at every phase of the game, is the Patriots. Drake May has arrived. How he manipulates the pocket is amazing, especially where he was at last year. Mike Vrabel had them guys hungry, ready to go. So we saw Henderson, the rookie, take over with Ramondre Stevenson. So they have a running game that can play in any type of elements, and that's what you want in the playoffs. You want a running game that can play in rain, snow, sleet, whatever. And Drake May with Stephon Diggs, that connection, and even Matt Collins coming up with big plays across the field. I mean, they got it. They got every tier you look at. They got it. Defense, secondary, pass rush, linebacker. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter what you looking at. Any aspect you look at the team, you like, dang, they got it. So, in my opinion, it's the Patriots coming out of AFC. Denver, Bo Nix. I like Bo Nix, but he didn't take that Drake May jump. Drake May took that jump in the passing game in the way his pocket awareness and his ability to pass the ball. Bo Nix didn't take that jump. So come down to quarterback, it's Drake May over Bo Nix. So I'm taking Patriots coming out AFC. I feel bad because Josh Allen deserved to go to Super Bowl, but his coach hates him. His GM hates him because he never get him the right tools to succeed. They took all his receivers. They gave him Keon Coleman, who got into trouble because of his attitude. It's just like, man, what are you doing? You left the defense in a shell of itself.
See, I'm not that generous. Yes, I'm not that generous. Because I mean, think about it. I blame more Josh Allen because even back when he had Stephon Diggs, he still couldn't get the job done. So I mean, part of it, yes, that they do need to put talent there, but I mean, Josh Allen's been there like Patrick Mahomes. You've been there long enough. You got to start showing something. I mean, yeah, you can put blame on the team because the team doesn't put talent around you. That's fair. But at what point, like even the other day, that game, they lost that game, that 2-point conversion that he overthrew. Shakir was right there. It was wide open. And Allen knew it. He's obviously dropping the F-bombs there because he knew it. So my question though to Allen is just, at what points do you say, look, I am part of the problem because obviously I'm not making throws or, you got a running game, got James Cook back there. So, I think they could use a few more, but I'm not saying Josh Allen is deserving to be there yet. Because again, I've always said he's got to prove to me something. And so far, even with talent when he hasn't done it.
I think Josh Allen has proved a lot, actually. We saw
he doesn't have the hardware. You don't have the hardware.
When we saw him against the Chiefs, he made all the right throws. It was the defense that let Tyreek Hill go all
in that instance. Yes,
score.
That's fair. That is fair in that case. Yeah.
We can look back at last year. Who calls the same play, a quarterback sneak that been stopped 3 times already? They called the same play on 4th and 1 against the Chiefs, which they stopped already. The same play. That's not on Allen. That's on Sean McDermott and them guys.
They're fair. Yeah. Yep.
They have Josh Allen, even the year prior to that, had one of the best statistical for him in terms of touchdowns and interceptions. MVP. Got the MVP. His defense, Buffalo, Cincinnati, they came out and put a whooping on Buffalo in their own house. They couldn't figure out how to start Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I mean, at some point, you can do what you can do. If I'm putting up 35, then my defense shouldn't let the other team put up 36.
Yeah, that's fair. That is definitely fair.
And that's what I'm saying. And I have weapons. And I have subpar weapons. We ran a 2 tight end system, and you don't really have me a number 1 receiver. Me and Diggs, we had good times, but the defense let us down. The year prior, okay, we got Dr. Kincaid, but who else? I mean, at some point, these guys can't keep putting everything on the quarterbacks. They have to bring in a game changer. So that's why I'm saying, like, Josh Allen's proven his record is proven, his stats are proven, but when it comes down to defense, the defense has let them down every single time. It's not the Brady defense where you have Tom Brady. Every year Tom Brady won a Super Bowl, he had a top 10 defense. Josh Allen only had a top 10 defense on a handful of times, probably like 2 times.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
So it's like the Bills have done Josh Allen a disservice because they think that, oh, we're gonna just put it all on your shoulders and you carry us to where we need to get. All great teams are built with a very good defense and strategic offense. And the Bills, they had the offense, but they didn't have the defense. They have the defense and they don't have the offense. I mean, at some point you gotta put it together. All right, so we're gonna go and dive into the games for this weekend. Let me see, can I pull it up? First game, Rams versus, we're gonna pick them here. We're gonna pick the games right here. I think we can go ahead and do that. Thank y'all guys for joining us over on Instagram. I said TikTok. I'm not even on TikTok tonight.
Not tonight.
Instagram, not tonight. I wasn't able to get all my cards ready. Over on Instagram, YouTube, Twitch. Thank y'all for the support, man. But like and subscribe, share with family, friends, all that good stuff.
Yep.
But we go into the Rams and the Panthers. Panthers are home. They hosting the Rams. Who you have? The Panthers already beat the Rams this year, SoundCrow. Do you have them beat them again?
Well, but this is where this separates the men from the boys now, and this is playoff time. This is different. So I mean, I got it. You got to go Rams again. I think Carolina. I don't want to say they got into the playoffs by a fluke, by hook or crook, but I think that the Rams are gonna dial it up this time, because I always say too, the playoffs change things. Every team, they realize that when it comes down to it's win or go home, it's a whole new dynamic. So, and we know the Rams are going to be polished, and you always try to learn from what your past mistakes were there too. So the question really is, can the Rams step it up? Which I think they can. I think Carolina is getting there, but they're still young. Their offense really isn't lights out. Same thing with defense. So I'd be very shocked if there's an upset, but you got to say Rams. Rams over the Panthers. Even though, yes, they're home, Rams are a better team.
Yes, I totally agree. I'm going with the Rams. Also, the Panthers are the Bucks shouldn't be in the playoffs. It was the Saints. You know, we put together a string of games, so they should overlook the records this one time and put us in the playoffs. I feel like we're more deserving than the Panthers and the Bucks. But anyway, Randy from Voice of Fans in Canada is a partner in Canada. He sent me a message. He said, Swift, man. Oh, I forgot what he said. Swift, man, y'all ain't no Saints. Cause we didn't help them get into the playoffs. He's a Buccaneers fan. He said, man, y'all ain't no Saints. I told Randy, I said, I guess Becker didn't beg hard enough.
I suppose not.
If he would have got on his knees and begged a little harder, then we might have won the game for him. But
there you go.
The Rams are going to beat the Panthers. I didn't see anything from the Panthers in the Bucks game to give me a good hope for the Panthers. They just missing a lot, bro. They just missing a lot. And I feel like the Rams sleepwalk some of these sorry teams instead of taking them seriously. And I feel like the Rams gonna be all over Bryce Young. They're gonna make him beat him. They're gonna make Bryce Young beat the Rams. I don't see that happening. It just they don't have enough weapons.
No, not now.
The Rams are too much. And once the Rams defense get going, they're gonna put a stop to all the Rams running game, what they like to do.
Right.
As I was looking, the Rams are number one in scoring, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I believe they number one in yards too, if I'm not mistaken. So you playing against a team that's number one in offense, number one in points, and a team that's 27 in points.
Right.
I mean, that's hard to come by. The Rams have 47 sacks on the year. They're ninth in the league.
Yep.
Ninth in the league. And they have 16 interceptions. That give them seventh in the league. So it's gonna be too much for the Rams, for the Panthers to handle. Like I say, even though they beat them in the regular season, that's the regular season, is a whole new monster that you get Sean McVay with a lot of experience. And he's not gonna let the Rams lose the Panthers in the first round.
No,
that's not gonna happen. He's coming out, he's focused, have his boys ready to go, and it's gonna be a tough game for the Panthers.
Yeah, even at home, yeah.
So I feel like that's a pretty clear-cut game. I think a lot of people are going with the Panthers here. Now this one's very interesting: the Bears versus the Packers. Packers is traveling to Soldier Field. Who do you have?
That's gonna be a good one. That's an age-old grudge match there. But I don't see. This is one of those. Both teams have had. Both teams have had a very rough, like up and down kind of year, and so it's really, really hard for me to say, yeah, well, because it could go either way. You can say, yeah, the Packers, Bears. I think ultimately, as much as I hate to say it, I think I'm going to go Packers just because I don't know, the Bears, they have shining moments, but there's just something about so with that being the case, I just feel like this is going to be that time where they're really going to step up and they're going to shine. So, that's why I said it's hard. It's really hard to pick against them just because, again, playoff times, Green Bay's been there before. And so, again, I know the Bears are up and coming. They're looking good. We can't deny the fact that they are that they're the up and comer. That is for sure. But I just think that Green Bay is going to be the team that's going to outshine them. Just in this case, even at home, which is unfortunate because you never want to lose on home field. but
Right.
it is what it is. So we'll have to just see. But my pick is Green Bay.
I'm going with Chicago. It been some close games versus these two teams this year. I think Green Bay won the first outing, then the Bears won the second one. What stand out the most for me about the Bears, like I said earlier, is the defense. They rank number one in interceptions. Jordan
Mm-hmm.
Love is known to give you at least an interception a game. So I feel
True.
like if the Bears can create some turnovers, then they where they want to be at. I feel like the Bears gonna have a game plan together. They like to control the clock. So they not always in a hurry to score fast. They take their time, get their way downfield, make the defense work. And the one thing that the Packers are missing is Michael Parsons. I mean,
Yeah.
he was a record for the Green Bay Packers. He was coming into his own. So without him, man, that's a huge blow. That's the reason why they traded for him, to get more pressures. And now you playing against Caleb Williams, who like to ad lib and run around. So it's gonna wear down the D lineman quicker. So it's gonna come down to the Bears can take advantage of the Green Bay turnovers, and they can control the clock, which Ben Johnson does an excellent job of. He's not gonna put it all on Caleb Williams. He's gonna give the ball to DeAndre Swift and that rookie. He's gonna
Mm-hmm.
make this team work. And Ben Johnson, he been in the playoffs before, so he know how this thing work. So have Matt
Oh
LaFleur, but
yeah.
I feel like the Green Bay Packers, they just missing a little bit too much. And I like the
Yep.
Bears, man. They've been solid. A lot of people been putting them down, but I just like what they do, man. They're a fun team to watch for sure.
That's true. That is fair.
All right, next on the list, Jaguars versus Bills. This is another interesting game right here.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you have in this one?
You know what? I'm gonna say it, and as I said, I said it earlier. I don't necessarily think the Jags are gonna go all the way.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, if they're gonna win any game, which I believe they are, I think they're gonna beat Buffalo. Quite honestly, and the reason being they are like the Bears in the AFC there. So they have had an incredible year. I can't take anything
Mm-hmm.
away from them there. I mean, they've had flashes too where they've struggled as well, but you kind of expect teams are gonna see moments like that. But I just think, again, we can say a lot of things too. I think they just have, I don't know, the defense, their Jags defense has been stepping up. And, again, with the lack of Josh Allen, with the lack of weapons, and, especially in the red zone. I mean, if Jacksonville can hold, or if anything else, keep Buffalo out of the red zone as much as possible, that's going to kill things for Buffalo as well. So, I don't know. I think if they're going to win one, it's going to be at least this one. So I'm going to give it to Jacksonville for now. Could be wrong, but I just have a gut feeling if there's going to be an upset, this is going to be the game.
I would have to agree with you. I haven't been impressed with Buffalo this whole year. They missing too many key parts of a team to make it to the next round, or shoot, even
Mm-hmm.
make the Super Bowl. But the Jaguars, they have a lot of fight and grit to them. Lynn Cone had done an excellent job turning that organization around.
Absolutely.
Trevor Lawrence been putting up heck of numbers. He had
He
like
stepped
5
up. Yeah.
touchdowns,
Yep.
2 games this year. Just with Travis Etienne coming onto the scene too. I think they're just too much. The Jaguars are just too much for Buffalo. Jaguars are second in interceptions with 22. They have one of the top ranked defense, 8th. So Buffalo just don't have enough firepower to beat Jacksonville, and Jacksonville gonna make them work for every inch of the field.
Yep.
Like I said, Josh Allen cannot continue to put this team on the back and win these type of games, especially
Yep.
against talented hungry teams.
Yep.
And that's what the Jacksonville Jaguars are. They talented and they hungry, and they get after you. So, Liam Cohen gonna attack Bills where they're weak the most, and I can see this being a Jacksonville win by 10 points or so. It just that unfortunately for Josh Allen, he just don't have the right tools to come back that Jacksonville defense. They are a very good team, very sneaky team. Chiefs saw it firsthand how good they are. So I'm taking Jacksonville. I'm right with you, man. The Jacksonville Jaguars remind me of the Bears, but a little bit better version of the Bears.
Well, and we said too, I remember one of the earlier conversations, I think this year was one of the topics too, which I think it speaks volumes here too, as they said, Trevor Lawrence needed to step up this year, right? Like, as we said, this is a make or break year. So I will say, and I kind of was critical. I'm like, too, I'm like, this is going to be, everybody says this, and, all the quarterbacks, they're this and they're that, and they should do this and everything, but they never do. I got to say, to give him credit, I am pleasantly surprised there, and thankful. Jacksonville should be thankful that Trevor Lawrence actually did and has stepped up like we had hoped, because, again, you always say that you can be hopeful, but it never ever seems to come to fruition. But he's really, and I think should Jacksonville go the distance this year? I don't think they will. But I would definitely give them high kudos for Trevor Lawrence, that he really deserved that, because I'm sure a lot of people probably weren't counting Jacksonville to win the division this year. I know I wasn't.
Well, I had Liam Cohen back in the Jacksonville Jaguars better. I called it. I said, man, he done wonders with the Buccaneers in the run game.
Yeah.
And look at the Buccaneers offense now. They look kind of stale, kind of washed a little bit at the end of the season. So I didn't have Jacksonville win the division, but I had them way better than they were last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they've done it. So again, Liam Cohen. I mean, I think an argument. I don't know if I'm speaking out of turn. Argument could be Coach of the Year, perhaps. Just because. There's so there's a lot of good candidates, but a lot of these guys you don't think of that are, I think, like the unsung heroes, the underrated, because they, again, especially for a team. I mean, New England, though. Here's the thing. I mean, you could say Vrabel, but the culture that you're walking into, and Vrabel knows the culture. He's been there. So it's not an overall shot. And yes, they were 4-12 last year, 4-13, whatever. But you kind of knew with Vrabel coming in that he had a good chance to turn this team around. Liam Cohen coming into a situation in Jacksonville. How many coaches come into Jacksonville and say, well, we're going to turn this team around? I mean, the last time that was when they had Doug Peterson there, who was supposed to be the Trevor Lawrence whisperer and so forth.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the only reason why I say between the two, I like Vrabel. I mean, I like Cohen just a little bit more, because I think he had less to work with, in a manner of speaking. I think because the culture is different there. And for Jacksonville's been, I think, 2017 was the last time they made the playoffs, which was that loss to the Patriots back then. And they had a much better, different squad then too. So, but when you're that starved of a team, and you're looking for answers, like now, which I know we'll talk about is down the line, is the Black Monday situation, teams that are going to be looking for coaches again. To survive this league, you got to prove that you know what you're doing. And I think Liam Cohen has done that. And I'm sure he took a lot of criticism coming in. I know Bucks fans were obviously upset.
He put that
it's kind of like McDaniels did it several years ago.
He said, yeah, I'm staying there. He left. He didn't return the phone calls.
Like, why? Like, I mean, again, if you're going to do it, that's the thing I'm like, if you're going to do it, at least like the college coach thing, if you're going to at least let the team know, listen, I really want this opportunity. If you're going to do it, don't play this, maybe kind of, sort of, I don't know. You want to go.
Don't leave me on, man.
Yeah.
Don't leave me on.
Yeah. But yeah, he did a incredible job, and I think he's got to be a candidate for Coach of the Year.
For sure. All right, the Eagles hosting the 49ers. This is very interesting. Two clubs that do not like each other.
No,
What a script by the NFL. What a script by the NFL.
doesn't get
Who
much
do you
better.
have?
Oh boy. Well, okay. The short answer is I'm gonna pick the Niners. Just because again, Phillies. I think it's. I don't think it's gonna be. It's not gonna be a killer. I think. I'm almost positive to say I would think that would be a close game, but the Niners are just they're getting hot again. And for me, I've not been impressed with Philly. They've had these games where they're winning, but then they lose close ones. And I think this is going to be one of those, like we saw, like the not quite as bad as the Ravens and Steelers, but I think there's going to be some mistakes made. And again, if you're Jalen Hurts, you don't want to make history for the wrong reasons there. Throwing a turnover, turning the ball over, 20 some play. So I think it'll be a close game, but I think the Niners are just, I don't know what the resurgence is all of a sudden, but they're just seeming like they are, they're on a mission now. Maybe because everybody was giving them up for dead, and they just got to prove that they're still, got a right to be there.
Yeah.
So, I just like the Niners. Again, it's no diss in the Eagles. I just think if they're going to lose one, I think this is going to be the one. This is a really tough game.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how the 49ers came back to life when they had all them injuries. You're like, man, they're dead. There's no way they can come back. Brock Purdy go down, Matt Jones come in, string on some games. So yeah, a lot of teams, I had them dead out too. A lot of people did. But they are playing against the Eagles. The Eagles offense has been tremendously bad.
Yeah.
And how can I go for a team that doesn't know how to use their quarterback right? I mean,
well, yeah,
like, come on, they put him in bad situations, right? They don't know how to run some RPOs, get him out of the pocket, run some crossing routes, run some pick routes.
Yeah.
Y'all rely, y'all won a Super Bowl on Saquon Barkley legs, and since Saquon Barkley legs not getting you there this year, y'all don't know what to do. So I'm going with the team that's hot. That Seattle game was kind of like it was just kind of shocking, but I feel like the 49ers, they hungry and mad, and they should be able to beat the Eagles. I know RC, my co-host, and Linda, my other co-host, they are 49 fans, so I know they say, oh yeah, we got this. But it's just the Eagles, man, they not a good team, bro. They just not a good team.
Not like they used to be.
It's a lot of incompetence on that sideline, and that's what that will make me kind of weary to go to pick them because of the whole thing this year just been in disarray. So I'm going with a coach who know what he's doing, and what's his name, Shanahan.
Yeah.
So I'm picking the 49ers. I just don't like the makeup of the Eagles right now. They just a hard watch. When Drew Brees says it's hard to watch the Eagles offense, he was not lying, because it's very hard. Like, why would y'all call that play? I was talking to an Eagles fan the other day. I said, the Eagles are playing against the Bills. The Bills have one of the worst run defenses in the NFL. Why would the Eagles come out and throw the football 3 times in a row? They went 3 and out. That was the first drive, 3 and out. 3 passes, 3 and out, punt. Saquon is back there, guys. Y'all playing against one of the worst run defenses in the NFL, and y'all throw it 3 times. That's the incompetence I'm talking about. So how can I go for that team that don't know how to exploit a defense, and y'all expect me to pick y'all over the 49ers, who are gritty, who have a lot of smart players on their team? It's unfathomable how bad the Eagles play calling is. It's like a high schooler. It's like a high school coach calling plays or something. It just, I'm like, give me the play sheet, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure I can come up with something. Like,
more than that.
It's just ridiculous. It's like, you hardly ever seen no screenplays or anything. Like, you get Saquon in space, do something. Just throw it up to AJ Brown, let him go get it. Like, it's just, oh my goodness. I couldn't.
You would think,
I would be. Well, I did go through it with Saints when we had some bad play calling too.
Yep.
So I'm going with the 49ers. You're going with the 49ers. Patriots versus Chargers. Foxborough. They bringing in Herbert and them boys. SoundCloud. I know you're not thinking against your team.
No, especially not. Now, that's not to say I'm not going to disrespect the Chargers though either, because they haven't had a great year. It hasn't been phenomenal, but they have had flashes. So, I will respect the fact they're going to be a worthy opponent. They're going to, I think they're going to give, if Jim Harbaugh gets that team ready, which I know he will, and I know Justin Herbert's a big competitor too for that one there. They got some talent. Marion Hampton is back there. I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk. But yes, no, ultimately, I think just because New England, you always got to give home field advantage credit, because obviously teams are most comfortable. It's like kind of sleeping in your own bed. You're more comfortable there. You know it. I don't think it's going to be huge. I could see it realistically as a close match. It could be with even in maybe as close as just less than 10 points. So, but I got to pick New England. I just think at least for the first, again, for the first round too, especially at home, Vrabel's going to have that team ready. He said it after the post game, the real work now begins, and now we got to focus on the next task at hand, which this is really where the challenges start to mount up. So I just like New England for that. Their culture has been good, and ultimately they've just got this this tenacity where they get, and again, it's not always flashy. Like, I know they won big yesterday, but it's not always flashy, but sometimes they just kind of nail it when when a push comes to shove, and when it comes to who needs to step up. So I just like that for that reason. But again, I think the Chargers will make it interesting. I don't see them doing any other way in that regard. So we'll see.
I mean, the Chargers they just have some lapses of where they're like, what are we doing out here? The offense goes stale. They just don't move the ball well sometimes. And I know that's a correlation of the O-line being injured. Right now, they're ranked 27th, I want to say. 27th of giving up sacks. At least 3 per game. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Especially against a defense as the Patriots, who can cover, who can create pressure. So I don't see the Chargers winning the game because they, like I said, they lack an O-line. The defense is very good, but the offense goes stale sometimes. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. They looked phenomenal the first beginning of the season, then all of a sudden all the injuries happened. The O-line got bad. And some games they put up 30, some games they barely put up 17. It's just like, I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. And going in Foxborough, it's gonna be a tough sledding for them. I just don't see them beating that Patriots team. They are very good, and like I said, they can get out to Justin Herbert. They can create some plays. So sorry, Charger fans, and it's gonna be cold. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be cold. It's always cold, bro.
It's always cold.
It's like it's winter all year round.
All year round, yep.
Like winter all year round or something. So good luck, LA, going to the cold to play against the Patriots. I don't see that happening. All right, last game. Steelers versus Texans. Who you have?
So this is where it doesn't matter if it was Baltimore or it was Pittsburgh. I like Houston here because this is that team, that the hot up and comer, and I don't see Houston slowing down. Granted, Pittsburgh's got some players on defense. You got Ramsey there, you got TJ Watt, you got some kind of guys there, but Houston got this offense. They're firing on all cylinders, and it's not an old joke. Pittsburgh is getting old in some of the wrong places too. And I think ultimately that's what's going to hurt them, I think, in the long run, if you think about it. So, with that being said, And it doesn't mean that that Houston can't make mistakes. Again, they're still younger too, but I just think they got the momentum in their favor this time. And again, the same thing. It doesn't matter if it was Baltimore. I'd say the same thing. I just don't see them. And Baltimore's good too, but I just don't see them up and in Houston, at least for the first round. I don't know if Houston's got enough to go all the way, but they should outlast this first round. So I know Pittsburgh fans are celebrating, well-deserved win, but don't get too comfortable because I really think they're going to be one and done because they've not had a great season either. And even that last game against Baltimore, they looked really, honestly, the way I watched that, nobody wanted that game. Quite honestly, it looked like like playing keep away. Nobody wants it. So I mean,
the secondary trying to figure out who's worse.
Exactly. So you think about that.
Worse.
You don't think CJ Stroud's going to dial up that defense too, and the Texans aren't going to exploit that. And we know D'Amico Ryans, he plays a fast game there. So, I think they got everything to gain. I think they got the momentum, and I mean a little bit of luck, obviously, again because they're younger. But I just like Houston. I just think ultimately they got the better opportunity and the better chance.
I agree. The Steelers don't belong there. They should have lost. They really should have lost yesterday. They barely got by. They barely got by. And
it was a missed kick.
Some of that game, I thought, okay, surely the Ravens pull away with this. But no, the Ravens like, no, we're gonna keep you in here. We can't figure out how to close games out yet.
Especially that last play. Isaiah Likely, that catch to give him that last shot.
I was going crazy, man. I was like,
I'm like, it's over now. I mean, that catch sealed the deal because it's only 40-yard field goal, and I'm like, oh, he misses this, and
dude. I still can't get how he missed. They lined it up. They said right down the middle, my boy.
There's no win.
There's no win.
No win.
Hit that move right. I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. Like,
you know what it is? You can tell and I feel bad for Stout, but it's the pressure it's the rookie pressure. You can feel the pressure of the big game. I think that's what it is.
Time out for him or something.
I would have. They had one more. That was the last.
So, Crow, you keep a shot vodka on you just in case for your kicker. Like,
you got to, yeah. You got. Well, you know what it is too is
your nerves.
And the thing of it was, he's on the sideline like you're warming up. It's going to come down to the kick. It doesn't mean it necessarily erases the nerve, but it's like you got to know at least you have the sense of what's coming. Yeah,
make them numb.
And then you go out there like, just don't think, be ready. Because again, how much more can you center? I mean, they could have. If anything, I would have said for Lamar, if the window was there, like maybe go forward just a tiny bit, just to give a couple more inches off that. But aside from that,
had too much touchdown. I think they had 2 more timeouts or something like that.
They were down
play, but they didn't want to fumble. I think they didn't want to risk it.
No, and I agree. It was. I even said I was watching the game like, oh, you shouldn't run it. You run the clock down because you don't want to give the other team any possibility. Yes. But then I'm like, if he misses this, like, geez.
They didn't crop on mind him missing it. I was just like, oh yeah, the Ravens won. Then they should know
it's over.
I was like, yo, he missed it. My mind was like Lamar's not going to the playoffs. I was like, this is unbelievable. Clearly the Ravens, I won't say the better team, but they made the better plays.
Yeah. Especially considering that now the guy I really do blame is Boswell. Boswell hasn't missed the kick. He misses the extra point. I mean, seriously, an extra.
Boswell.
When he missed that kick, because that was the game winner.
Missed one all year. Yeah.
No, right. and he's the veteran. He's been in the league 15 years now. Like you don't miss those kicks. So I'm like, if you lose this game, buddy, that's on you because that 1 point could have hurt. That could have hurt them badly. Mm. So, but no, I don't think Pittsburgh. I don't think they should be there either.
Yeah,
I think they got there by.
Yeah, and that's why Houston gonna prove them why they shouldn't be there because that defense is second in the league, and they get after you with those pass rushers, bro. I mean, it's crazy how hard those guys hit.
I said Aaron Rodgers thinks he's old now. Wait till they're gonna show him how old he is.
Wait till you meet Anderson.
Derek Stingley out there.
Yeah. Rodgers meet Anderson.
Or throw it to Derek Stingley. He's gonna be hanging back there. Yeah. So like
Petrie, them guys can hit and come after you. That's why this defense is overwhelming. And they're gonna take it to the Steelers because Steelers don't really have any weapons besides crash out DK. Metcalf. So I can't see the Steelers beating the Houston, even though they at home, the Steelers at home. I still can't see them winning.
No,
because the offense, man, we ain't talking about CJ Stroud. He had put it together the last end of the season coming on. Nico Collins, he didn't have a big game, but we know what Nico Collins can do. And the running backs, Chubb and Wood, I think it's Woody Marks. I mean, they get it going anytime. So I have faith in Houston getting it done. I know Taylor Gatwood, my co-host, he's a huge Texas fan. He wanted to see this win. He been through a lot, so he want to get this playoff win. He want to see this thing move on to the next round because Houston, they can be a sleeper. Yeah, they can be one of those sneaky teams because their defense can travel.
Yeah.
All right. Black Monday. If y'all don't know what that is, a couple coaches got fired.
Happens every year. Yep.
Happy every year. But before that, we do have our Jackson Dart t-shirt in the merch shop. And we have our Kobe Day Hey Greatness. Go cop y'all some merch. We got Patrick Mahomes, people who are Patrick Mahomes fan. And of course, Lamar Jackson, they got eliminated. But this has been a nice shirt to rock.
You can use it as a crying towel for Ravens fans,
yeah. And Playmakers t-shirt in the merch shop for the Eagles fans. Go ahead and get that. It should, if you order tonight, it should be here. Should be at your house by Saturday. We do some quick shipping, guys. So go and get your Playmaker shirt. All right, Black Monday. A couple of coaches got fired. And pull it up real quick. So Jonathan Gannon got fired today from the Cardinals. When you lose every division game, you deserve
happens.
To be fired.
Shouldn't be surprised.
That's tough. That's tough. Pete Carroll was fired today. Now he's going to the nursing home and or his house on the lake and just chill out and fish all day because
the
Pete
hardships.
Carroll, I don't know what you're thinking about bringing in Geno and trying to figure out. I don't know, reliving Seattle days, but that.
Well, no, the funny thing is, he had input. Really, I put the blame on Tom Brady for that one. He's the one that wanted him too. Why do you want Geno Smith? Like, I mean, now obviously you need to stop. I even said for that matter, should have just brought Russell Wilson in after all of that. Of course, I don't think it'd been much better, but I would have pushed for me at that time. Darnold was still out there. I would have bring in Sam Darnold. That's just me.
Yeah. What's so funny? We were having an argument. Who's better, Geno or Sam Darnold? I'm like, what are we arguing about here? We arguing about two mids?
I mean, yeah.
Like a mid off guys. Like it doesn't matter.
Not now, no. But no. So it's tough. I mean, I feel bad for Pete Carroll because I like Pete Carroll's coaching. I mean, obviously he's had success over the years. This is his first time since probably the Jets days. He was one and done.
He shouldn't have came back though.
I don't think he's the real problem, honestly.
Yeah.
Not there. I think that was the wrong move.
It's the Raiders, first of all. You're gonna have to build it from the ground up, and he's too old to do that right now. So he was trying to patch it up, and that didn't work. That just didn't work.
Point blank.
Raheem Morris got fired today, which I totally agree. And the GM, Terry
Fontenot. Yep.
Got fired today. So they clean house.
Got to.
I wish I had a clip, Sound Pro. We do this every year. We watch the NFL draft live. This year, you can watch it live with us if you want to. We watched them draft Michael Penix in the first round, and we was blown away because they just paid Kirk Cousins.
Exactly.
And they drafted Michael Penix in the first round. We were like, no way. We were like,
Cousins wasn't thrilled either. He's like, this is what you do. You sign me, you get me no talent, no help. And I mean,
right. And you sign Michael Penix. So that was his because even the GM pressed him about it. He like, yo, what are you doing here? I mean, not GM, the owner, Arthur Blank. He like,
Arthur
what's
Blank.
this? What's going on? He like, well, listen, Arthur, just hear me out, Arthur. Hear me out. It was a good idea. You see it work, Arthur. You see it.
Give it time.
Trust me, bro. And like, nah, man, nah. Now, guess what? They might be looking for a quarterback. Even the
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins, they might bring Kirk Cousins back next year. Well, he'll be
But they
there.
gotta
Well, you know
lower
what I'm
that
saying? We
cap
don't know
hit.
who. Yeah, we like, is he gonna start? I mean, is it really the answer? Because he didn't look all that good versus us. You know what I'm saying?
That depends.
So,
Yeah.
what goose egg the Falcons laid by drafting Michael Penix? He might be a bust. Who knows? But Raheem Morris, man, yeah, he should have been fired. This team has too much talent on there to not least. They should have won. They should have been one of the teams, not the Panthers, to win the division.
Especially, I was gonna say, yeah, because they were leading at one point, so
yes, man,
they could have easily closed that out.
Drake
Yep.
London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan, all them, man, come on.
I think they go in the draft one more receiver. They fill out that line. They just need one more number 2 receiver. They're good to roll. So I mean,
yeah.
And considering Tampa Bay's floundering, this is your chance to step up. And they were ahead. Like, how do you drop that ball? I mean, and it just I'm glad they did both. I hate when they do like this. Like, some teams like who was it? They retained like the Giants now are keeping Joe Sean. Like, well,
right.
Why would you, if you're gonna clean house, just start complete scratch? Now the question again, too, we talked about John Harbaugh is if he decides or Baltimore decides, I hear this debate, I guess they got to talk mutually parting with whatever they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
If Harbaugh is out there, obviously is going to be an interesting, aside from the Rooney Rule, is going to be an interesting hire for any team because I think he'd be a great asset. One team, since we're playing back, because the other coach that was fired was Kevin Stefanski.
Right.
I kind of
for him. I don't want to see the Falcons pick him. Cause he know what he's doing on offense, man.
No.
He know what he's doing on offense. He didn't want Deshaun Watson.
No,
there was something that came out that he didn't want Deshaun Watson in the first.
No, he did. Well, the Cleveland, they screwed him there. But I mean, and the thing of it is too is I prefer Harbaugh either. I think for John Harbaugh, either Atlanta or I don't even know if I would say Cleveland. I'd say maybe Atlanta or Vegas could be an attractive option too, because I think if
the Dolphins would have fired Mike McDaniels, which I'm still shocked they haven't.
I am too.
Him. The Harbaugh to the Dolphins would have been like major.
That could be, yeah.
Cause they wasn't too far off from the playoffs. It's not the Dolphins not a bad team. They are a bad coach-led team.
Yeah, no.
So, it's just weird that the Dolphins didn't move on from Mike McDaniels. That guy should have been the first on Black Monday. And this is another one that kind of surprised me. Zach Taylor is being retained by the Bengals.
Yeah. I mean, the season they had. Yeah, the season they had. I mean, and the thing is too is I hate to place blame on the leadership there in some cases, just because coaches, I know, like, they don't always control it. You have an idea, you have the team placed, but it doesn't always pan out the way you hope. But when you here's my other thing too, and I said this. Now let's assume that let's say Pittsburgh gets knocked out. I've been saying this for a while. When is it time to say to Mike Tomlin, you know what? After 18 years, if they fail a playoff run at this point, when do you say you pull? And again, I'm not blaming Mike Tomlin. I just think he's been there too long. I think he would need a change of pace somewhere else. I think that would be interesting to move around. So
because how my friend, our co-host T Wright say, y'all in purgatory because y'all made it in the playoffs first round every year and get knocked right out.
Same this year, I think too. Yeah,
it's going to be the same thing, the same script. Nothing changed. Mike Tomlin, they just need a restart. He need to go somewhere else. He need to be refreshed because the defense has regressed tremendously. The offense had regressed.
Yeah.
The only reason why they were able to do something because Aaron Rodgers, he has a little something left.
But
so Mike Tomlin and the Steelers, I feel like they should at least win separate, but since they went to playoffs, it's not gonna happen.
Not now, no, probably. Even if they lose, which I'm sure they will.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
And it's nothing against it's the same thing like the Patriots went through this with Belichick after 24 years, in the last 4-year run, they didn't make the playoffs. Obviously, the Brady era, he left. You can see that the culture is changing. You can see that the old school, I was in that culture. That's why I was a big fan. The dynasty was there, everything. But cultures change. And so sometimes the only guy I felt bad about that culture shift was Gerard Mayo. I think he was set up to fail there.
Oh yeah.
He didn't step. You're
He was babysitting. He was babysitting.
Pretty much keeping that seat. Because that's a hard position to follow.
For me.
I mean, would you want to take over for Bill Belichick? I mean, I wouldn't. That's a hard. But when you see the length there, and obviously for Belichick, he could have stayed in the NFL. I think there were teams. I don't know why that Falcons thing didn't pan out, but it didn't. But you just see that the voice isn't there, and Tomlin's heyday was with Big Ben back in the day. They were running the table then. Now it almost feels like he's just like Harbaugh. You could argue too, it's a little bit, but like you're almost like they're just there. They're trying to maintain the same setup, the same system, the same bravado that they've done, but we can all see it's just not working anymore. It's just not. The chemistry is not there. The offense is not there. You don't have the run game anymore. Yeah, you got Rodgers there. Yeah,
like it used to be.
No, TJ Watt's getting older. Jalen Ramsey's getting older. Your core pieces on defense are getting older. You're heading towards like the Patriots were. You're gunning towards. You got to
like 33 or something like that.
No, he's 30. My age. He's 36.
Yeah, he's 36. Yeah,
almost 37. Like he's not going to be playing 2, 3, 4 more years. I mean, so when you think of that, it's like, here's the thing too. Like for Pittsburgh is if you're going to jettison, go complete full table sweep. You're gonna change the culture. You want to bring it back. Look like the Patriots are doing now. The only thing the Patriots need to do, which they haven't done yet, is have a more of a GM place. Because that was one thing that Belichick always was. He did both. You need a 2-guy system. So I think if the Patriots eventually cement somebody in a general manager position, not owners, but someone else, they will be set for a while. They're on a good pace now. So Pittsburgh could do the same thing. Baltimore, if they move on, could do the same. A lot of teams could do that same thing.
Right.
But I think like now if Mike Tomlin leaves, go to the Raiders or go to Atlanta or there's other teams that are going to look at you. You know that. Because think about the coaching candidates now. Who are we talking about that could potentially step in? Who's coaching ready? There's some. Flores, Brian Flores. I know he's
Brian Flores. I keep hearing the name John Gruden for some of the other teams, but I don't know how serious that is. I know Steve Stefanski. I heard Atlanta with him. So
yeah.
So
there's really no underling. I don't know if McDaniels will consider it. I know he's been a coaching candidate over the years. He's had runs. There's options, but and that's it. My other thing is when you look at now teams like Cleveland and teams like Atlanta, I think really you need a veteran coach to be there. You need the right fit, though, obviously. I think for Atlanta, you need an offensive-minded guy. Raheem Morris is a defensive-minded guy. So I think in some cases, especially if you're going to build that quarterback up, you want a quarterback-friendly coach. Cleveland's got a base of mess, so I don't know what you do there. And then we didn't talk about Arizona, too. There's opportunities there. I could even see Harbaugh going to Arizona. Maybe he could resurrect Kyler Murray's career if they stick with him. If they don't go elsewhere.
We're gonna get to that.
Good. Okay. So there's potential there, but I just think some of these teams you gotta pull. If you're gonna make a change, you gotta go all the way.
Which team looks more promising to you that you would take if you was a coach?
So for me, I'm an offensive-minded type. I prefer working on the offense. So that's the first thing I'm looking at too. Defense, if I have a guy who I trust to run it, I'm not concerned. Honestly, this is a tough one. Atlanta's got some Atlanta would be on my radar. Atlanta would be there. I genuinely I do. I know this might sound crazy to some. I do like the Raiders option only because they've got some pieces there. I like Max Crosby. Brock Bowers is there. I really love Ashton Genty. I think that was a nice pickup. I think there's some pieces that have to happen yet, but I think there's potential there. The least and Arizona would be one. The least attractive for me is Cleveland. Cleveland is just not one. I don't want to put my toe in that pond.
You know you have a good defense, but you don't know the offense. That guy, the nice Jenkins.
Quentin Junkins, yeah.
Yeah, I mean they have some pieces, but I just don't want to deal with Cleveland.
And the problem you got now too is they're still dealing with is you got to get rid of Deshaun Watson, and how are you going to do that? Because you mortgage the franchise. He hasn't played.
To get him.
He's played what 4 games in a 2-year period, 3-year period.
Probably like 5 or 6, maybe. It just he played 2 years ago, but he got hurt in the middle of the season, so probably like 5 or 6.
Something, but just not enough for what they paid a contract for.
No.
But I mean, and again, you got to get rid of him, and how?
I'm choosing Atlanta. The defense is good. You got Pierce, the tackle. I forgot the tackles, the DNA. You got good corners, AJ Terrell. You have that rookie safety. I mean, they have pieces. You have B. John Robinson. I feel like you can come right in and maybe draft a quarterback in the later round. Not draft one this year, next year, because Kirk Cousins is not going to be there for a long time. So it give me time to think ahead and like, okay, I can scout the next year quarterback class to bring somebody in. And I feel like Atlanta is ready to make that leap now.
Yeah. I think now or never, really.
So there was a report that came out. They said, along with hiring a new head coach, Arizona will have a major decision to make this offseason with Kyler Murray, who's guaranteed $36.8 million in 2026 on the 5th day of the new league year, mid-March. Another $19.5 million of Murray's 2027 base salary becomes guaranteed if he's still on the roster. That's a healthy price. Hey, keep him. He's not terrible. Keep him.
I mean,
that's healthy. I mean, they made a playoff with Kyler. 2 years they made a playoff with Kyler.
Yeah,
you just can't let him be doing all that crazy stuff like Caleb Williams. He gotta be like Bryce Young. You gotta make him do deep drops or something. You gotta get him moving around out of the pocket like they do Bryce. Keep him, man. That's too much money. You can build around Kyler.
The only problem,
win a Super Bowl.
No, the only thing for me though is I hate to be like that critical type, especially for a Kyler, but it's just he's had so many windows there, and the same thing. Like, how many chances do you give him? Like, because I know they say there's disappointment with Marvin Harrison Jr. hasn't lived up to potential. There's some holes, obviously. There's some things they got to look at. They got Trey McBride as a nice option at tight end. They could use a receiver.
Michael Wilson.
Yeah, they could use some defense, needs some patching too. But I agree, though. I think at this point, considering the draft and considering who could be in free agency, I really, as funny as it might sound to some, I don't think the Cardinals could do much better at this point. So I would hold on to him for now. But
not like you cut them. I mean, look at all that money that you owe, and then it's like you go into the next season with Brissett. Y'all haven't won a game. Y'all didn't win one game in y'all division. So like, how bad can it be? Bring Kyler Murray back,
but there's got to be understanding too that in doing that, this is gonna be like make or break time, because something has to change for them too. So you can do that, you can commit, and even if they don't say it outright, you have to let Kyler know this. He's got to know this down deep, that his options are running thin. Where you got to do it. So if I'm him going into the off season, I'm saying, you know what, I'm going to make this I think kind of what Trevor Lawrence did. I got to think he did that this off season. This is a make or break year. I know there's criticism on me. I know there's people looking at me to fail. Probably all these things. I'm going to repeat the same, stuff. Blah blah blah. I think you go in with the chip on your shoulder and you say, you know what, let's see what the GM does, see what the team does to put pieces there, drafting and free agency, whatever they can afford to do. But as the quarterback, you say, look, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to give my best effort, because there's two purposes for that. One, I can either show the Cardinals what they have there, or two, you potentially audition for another team who, if they don't retain you at a certain point down the road, you at least want to guarantee yourself that you have a job come the next turnaround whenever you're not there, because otherwise you'll be sitting doing nothing. Right. So I think you got to go in with that mindset. And I think if Kyler does that, he might be surprised. We might see a huge turnaround. Who knows? I mean, it's always a possibility.
I mean, like I said, they went to the playoff with Kyler, and I think the only reason why they had a down year too, the defense is not that good, and they lost James Conner with a season-ending injury. So I feel like they just need to figure out how to construct the offense better.
Yeah. That like I said, free agency to draft, I think all that's there. So yeah, I think there's. I don't think there's much better option, so I think you got to do it, and I don't think they'll be too wrong with that as well. So
yeah, me too. All right, we got a question from fan posts. We're gonna take it real quick. Let's get into fan posts. All right. Question comes from D Young 19. What should the Dolphins do about their current quarterback situation? This almost like Atlanta.
yeah.
You want to take first crack at this, Crow?
Yeah, I know what they won't. We know what they won't do, but what they should do. Emphasis on the should. I personally think, obviously, Quinn Ewers is not the future. Okay, we know that. We know Zach Wilson is not a long-term solution. Mm-hmm. And for me, it's no criticism. I just think his career is in potential jeopardy. Any more injuries? I think Tua has proven himself that he's not the answer there. Not going to be the future there. Doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that he couldn't be elsewhere. But I think in this case we're talking Miami. I think Miami's got to look for alternatives. Now, what that is, I don't know. I mean, they could draft. I don't think there's a lot of great prospects in the draft from what I recall. Don't know free agency wise who would be available, who might be available. It could be interesting. So this could be an interesting situation because even though I think for sure Miami should move on, they may not be able to. There may not be, kind of like the Kyler situation, there may not be a better prospect out there. I'll throw a shade out there because I know he keeps talking about it. Hey, give Cam Newton a call. He clearly wants to play still.
No. Yeah, go ahead and call Cap too then.
he gets offended when they're like, oh, the Colts didn't call me. They call Phillip Rivers. But
yeah, it's the same offense Phillip Rivers called in high school.
Right, exactly. Why would they? And again, I get like that's the thing I hate when they like can't. Not to say Cam can't play, but like they don't know you. You know, you got to go. That's one of the reason why it was continuity, is familiarity. Yeah. But so now with the Dolphins, though, there's not. Who are they going to call? I mean,
if I'm the Dolphins,
I think the problem with Dolphins.
I'm sticking with Tua because we have one with Tua. So what's the problem now? What is the problem? The problem is Mike McDaniels. His play callers. He relied too much on his gimmicks. He relied too much on his gimmicks.
Yeah.
Have we fixed the O-line? No, the O-line is still having trouble blocking.
They're terrible.
We dealt with injuries on the line. We lost Tyreek Hill. We don't run the ball enough. Devon Achane doesn't get enough carry. He doesn't get enough plays in space. We don't have a big body receiver. We just have Waddle and I forgot the other kid's name. Don't have a great tight end. We lost Mike Gesicki. You didn't replace him. Well, you tried with Darren Waller. Darren Waller got hurt. So the problem is the roster how it's constructed. The defense, the back end is terrible. We got pretty good up front D. So fill those spots and stop relying on the gimmicks on the offense to put up all these points and win you the games. That's not how I always go in the NFL. You gotta play some defense and you gotta control the clock. They want to strike like they did 3 years ago, scoring 50 points. No, the NFL always evolves, so you gotta continue to evolve. And they put too much on Tua. Tua should not be throwing over 25 passes a game.
Well, there's that, yeah.
Very balanced. Don't put everything on Tua. And like I said, you want him to drop back and pass when the O-line is terrible, then yeah, you're gonna have problems.
That's fair. Yeah.
Get better at calling plays.
Yeah.
Get better at coming up with different scenarios for your team to overcome, because Mike McDaniel's looking over there is a little lost most of the time. Like
True.
He don't know how to rebuttal. He don't know how to adjust to what the defenses are doing to him. So it's just
fair.
like, dang. You're like, oh, this play didn't go for 80 yards. Well, dang, what do I have to do now? You're like, come on, like, coach better, bro.
Yeah.
Coach better. That's what you need to do. And
Fair.
It just seemed like they don't have respect for him. We saw Jalen Ramsey. He came out and said, yeah, he's weird, but he's saying in a good way. Nah, man. I know he tried to throw shade, but try to cover it up by saying, oh, he's weird in a good way. Nah, you're saying that people have respect for him in the locker room, and it shows.
Yeah, right.
So they put it on Tua, and Urias, won. I think he won 2 games, right?
Right.
They won today. They won yesterday, I believe.
Yeah, they did.
No, they lost.
Oh, they lost. That's right.
Yeah, they lost. Yeah, they lost. Yeah. Kind of played the Patriots.
Yep.
Quinn Ewers is not the answer for sure.
No.
And Tua, so get better at constructing your roster and make adjustments. Because either way you look at it, the answer is not in the draft. The answer is not in your backup quarterback room. It's Tua. Play Tua and get back to the playoffs. Figure it out. Stop becoming a finesse team and grow some grit. Grow some balls and let's play football. It's not that hard.
Exactly. So, well, that's fair.
It's not that hard, Mike McDaniels. All right. We're brought to you by Bet Us. We're gonna say some of the other topics for the next show. We brought to you by Bet Us. We got your game. Place your bets with Bet Us. We got college basketball going on, playoff college football. We have NFL, playoff NFL, NBA, hockey. So place your bets and win big. We bought the Christmas gifts, so now we got re-up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta make the money back somehow.
Re-up. So I do have a highlight. It's not really. Yeah, I call these the highlight of the day. So I got a little something right here.
Ooh.
I'll let y'all read it real quick. All right, here we go.
The reason I hold on. Cause I need this whole gone.
Wow.
He chunked that. He said,
going the wrong way,
man,
son.
I like he going the wrong way. Then he just said, man, bump this. He just threw the football up. Like, come on, bro.
Wow. Yeah, that's.
I thought it was gonna be one of these videos where he like reverse field and then next he take it 80 yards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's like, oh, come back. This is like the Miracle in Miami, whatever story. And like, nope.
What a play.
Wrong way for
man. Wrong way. And the other team got easy touchdown.
Oh.
So thank y'all guys for tuning into the show. After the NFL season is over with, we're gonna start doing interviews. Sam Crow, you want to be a part of that?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna start doing interviews, bringing on athletes and coaches.
That'd be cool.
And yeah, we're gonna start lining them up. That's what we usually do in the off season.
Nice.
Line up interviews and just talk about sports and love of the game. We thank y'all support, like and subscribe, share with family and friends. We'll be back next week to break down the NFL playoffs. So
it's coming.
Have a good night. We out.
Good night, y'all. Get ready.